Brothers and sisters, this is our options. You either have hell or go to the very top, salvation. You see? It's either or. These extremes. It says this day, as referred to in the above verse, meaning in the time of the presence of Almighty God Allah, among the lost found members of His people, lost for 400 years from their native land and people, is the end of the time of the white race. Notice it says, we are now in the presence of Almighty God Allah. So, if we're in the presence of Almighty God Allah, He is our leader. We don't need no leader from the children. We're the sons and daughters of Almighty God Allah. He's the supreme being. We the children. We don't need no leader when we in the presence of Allah. This race of people was not created to live on our planet forever. Only for 6,000 years. You see. They are the only people on our planet whose time is limited. We can clearly see today why Allah limited their time. It is because of their mischief making and their causing bloodshed. It is impossible to live among them in peace. They are the world's meddlers and snoopers. They are not content to live alone without snooping around and meddling in other people's affairs. Even though you divide the earth equally with them, they want your part or try to run your own business for you the way they think is best. We know that's true, brothers and sisters. The so-called Negro will never get rid of the fear of their slave master as long as they believe in the white race's religion and follow the scared preachers and politicians. You should not fear today. You will not fear if you will only believe in Allah. His religion is Islam. The teachings, follow me, the teachings of the Honorable and Humble Elijah Muhammad. Don't add to and don't take from. Islam is the religion of our salvation. You will soon come to know there's no future for you and your families here in America today. Of all the knowledge that one may have or obtain, the knowledge of God is the greatest and the most necessary of all knowledge. I would say that 98% of the people of the earth are without the knowledge of God, the supreme being. The Christians and most of the old world Muslims are alike, not having true knowledge of the supreme one referred to as Allah. And God, the word God makes most people believe that God is something other than a man. The word God, that spooks most people. They start thinking in terms of something a spirit, spooky, a non-entity. You see, 98% of most people, Christians and the Muslims, do not have the true knowledge of the Supreme One. So that suggests to me none of the Christians and 2% of the old world Muslims know the truth. So the truth of Allah being a man did come through with Muhammad, and only 2% got it and the majority didn't. Looking at God's creation, the universe, and his creatures without number and unlimited, we have never been able to obtain the knowledge of just how God created the universe and himself. We have never known where he himself began or who was first, God or the universe. Just who is God? It's a question. What is he? A question. Is he of the essence of this universe or some invisible power, spirit, or force that has no equal comparisons in his creation? It's a question. The knowledge of God has been kept a secret by 12 men on our planet for many thousands of years. The 12 passed their knowledge on from son to son, but the number possessing this knowledge is never more than 12, and they are not to ever reveal it. Think over that, brothers and sisters. The knowledge of God for thousands of years has been a secret, and only in the hands of 12. 12 men handed it down to son to son. A secret. The wisest scientists of this world, of this world, have worked, studied, and searched all their life long for the actual knowledge of God, and have failed to obtain it. Finally, they formed their own opinions of God. Because it was a secret, brothers and sisters. It was in the hands of only 12. If it's a secret that closely guarded, how would you know who God was? It wasn't let out at that time. So you had to come up with your own idea of who God is. See? Especially if you claiming to be God and you want to deceive the world. Many claim there is no such one, God, and that the creation of the universe came by chance. Man's creation, they say, took place from some lower form of animal life of the sea. But they are never able to prove such theories. There, the people formed their own ideas of God, for they had no true knowledge of God. They had to come up with their own idea because the true knowledge of God was a secret. See? It was a secret. How can one know God if he kept himself from our having a true knowledge of him? Just what was the purpose of this secret knowledge of God? We just could not know God unless God made himself known to us. And he did make himself known to us. On July 4th, 1930, he came to Detroit, Michigan in secret, like a thief in the night. And he availed himself of no reputation. Very humble. Not this huge ego. See, not announcing to the world who he was. Because it was a people he knew that he needed to save. And that's what us brothers and sisters that he needed to save. Lord knows we needed this wisdom, knowledge. It was a miracle, brothers and sisters, what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad brought to us. We all be dead by now if it hadn't been for him. You see. So there was a set time for him to make himself known. Why was there a set time? It was done to keep from interfering with the rule of the devils, who also had a set time of 6,000 years. And we stuck on 7 now. The devil is the God